5 minutes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome along to another FiatLeak live stream. Today is Tuesday, December 12th, and we are joined by the usual suspects, Dr. Erickson, Price Givens, Octo, and today we have a special guest. We have Dr. Emmanuel Braden, co-founder of wmlx, a little-known currency you guys may be familiar with. And so you have 5 people on the stream today. How are you guys doing?
Very good.
I'm great, thanks.
And Emmanuel gives us a thumbs up, which means great in Greek. is what I heard. All right. So a lot of things to go over today, and we have some very interesting topics to go over uh, that Octo provided us. And before we dive into all that, just a reminder, if you all can, if you can give a thumbs up to this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so already. And can anybody here confirm if we are live on X?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, we are.
Amazing. So if you can heart that and retweet it, share it, whatever you want to call it, we would greatly appreciate it. And we really appreciate you all joining us. And of course, at the end of the stream, we will be doing a wheel spin on Tangled.com. So if you have a Tangled.com account, please add your username to the chat in YouTube, on YouTube. And we will collect all those names, add you to the wheel spin, and if you're lucky, you will win some wmlx. Alrighty, so again, before we dive in, we have some other things to go over too as well. Price, if you want to kind of take it away, and let's talk about the FiatLeak Fantasy Day Trader. From my understanding, all the portfolio that were submitted are locked now.
That is a sore subject with me, Daniel.
And why is that price given?
Yeah, all the prices were locked yesterday morning, and currently the situation is that Ericsson is kicking my ass with the 100 million wmlx side bet. My portfolio of 100% SHIB is underperforming my expectations.
Yes, that's true. I think you didn't follow my advices, though.
Of course I didn't follow your advice.
I was trying to help you, at least to build a better portfolio.
Thank you, doctor. It's only Tuesday.
So you went the opposite route of diversification. You went all in on SHIB.
Yes, I'm convinced that that's how you win the fantasy day trader activity.
Well, you're definitely living in a fantasy. That's for sure.
I think until Friday, price is going to chill cheap. So, yeah.
What's up,
So
guys? I got you.
Yeah, let's not underestimate what price is going to do.
Whatever it takes.
Erickson, do you recall what your portfolio entry was?
I think it was 35% AVAX, 30% ADA, Cardano, and 35% XRP. I think that was it.
It's close to that. It's reversed AVAX and ADA. It's 30% AVAX, 35 XRP, 35 ADA.
So that's
there you
balanced. Balanced.
Yeah, he's
portfolio.
crushing it right now.
Yeah.
Every single one of those is crushing it right now. There's no weak link in that portfolio.
Yeah.
So Erickson, you know things, huh?
Sure. I did my market my market analysis throughout the weekend. I think Price didn't do that. He just picked one coin.
Neither did I.
Shield.
I've seen Ericsson's price analysis. He has a big board with all the cryptos, and he throws darts at it.
Let's not glorify his current success, temporary success.
Well, not temporary, because last week I beat your ass too, and it was a big difference, like 20% to 1%. So I don't think that's temporary.
You know what we should do? We should make the fantasy day trader a team activity. So you participate with your individual portfolio, but then there's a blind draw that pairs you up with somebody else, and good luck. Support that person, do the best you can, but
I hope I never get teamed with you, Bryce.
Oh my god.
Also, is that before you pick or after?
We got to work that out.
Yeah.
Is it like betting on a horse? Like you're just basically betting on
if you like the name of it.
Yeah. the bets, the side bets are great because I'd say by Wednesday, half of the portfolios are just out of contention. More than half, maybe. and it comes down to maybe 3 portfolios for the final 2 days, you want to have somebody to root for. And I am not at this point. I'm rooting for Danny.
And why is that?
Yeah.
Am I performing well?
Because I don't want Ericsson to win the season as long as he's trash talking me.
True.
Yeah,
Approximately,
true.
Are there like front runners right now that clear front runners for the season?
I think you are. Then you
Danny.
You won
Still?
3 times. You
Wow.
won 3 times.
I didn't win 3 times. I think I won once.
No.
Yeah.
Already?
I just won the first.
I think it's Danny.
Yeah, it's Danny.
Although
Well-
Danny has loaded up his bags with Pepe this week, and I don't know how that's going to go.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a risky. I pulled a Price Givens there, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, so did Octo, 25% on PP.
I got a little bit of PP as well. Yeah.
I got PP on my portfolio.
I should have gone with PP because it's cheaper than SHIB. Isn't it? That was my
What
analysis.
about
just
you,
by-
I was
Doctor?
gonna take a SHIB, but I decided to go with PP.
My portfolio is
Okay.
taking a SHIB right now.
What about you, Dr. Emmanuel? You're on mute.
Oh, how did that happen?
I did that.
Okay.
I haven't even looked, but to be honest with you, I'm sure I'm doing really great.
Well, Emmanuel is evenly allocated between Doge, Litecoin, wmlx, and Cake.
I tried to go for the obscure ones.
The volatile ones.
How's it going so far?
No idea.
Well, Cake is associated with pancake swaps, as we
Yeah,
know, and
Binance.
it's a Binance thing. And looking through the charts of the Sunday/Monday correction of the entire market, BNB, the Binance coin, it's the one that bounced back higher than its previous levels during that correction. I think no other coin, no other token I'm looking at has done that. It had a really, really good bounce from that correction and ended up almost the same amount as it corrected, higher than the previous level. So it might spill over to Cake or anything else in the Binance ecosystem.
Yeah. In regards to Binance, if I'm not mistaken, Binance.com's they do have a whole market with BNB trading pairs. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah, and then with Pancake Swap is Binance's version of a Uniswap, a decentralized exchange. I believe they use BSC, right?
Yeah, the smart chain, Binance Smart
Yeah.
Chain.
And
Again, a lot of it can be swapped for Cake instead of BNB.
and is BNB also a pair on Pancake Swap? I'm just wondering.
You have the token, yeah, it can be swapped for anything, just like Cake on the DEX.
And do we know of any projects on Pancake Swap that is notable at this time?
I do not.
Yeah, it's so weird to me. Like Cake performs
There's millions.
well down there, but I haven't seen one breakout token on Pancake Swap. Yeah.
There are so many, and it's usually a market for new tokens and new coins over these DEXs,
Right.
including that one.
Right. Very interesting
should be
stuff.
so predictable.
As far as
Honestly-
Pancake Swap.
Honestly, I picked Cake because I was hungry and I can't eat cake. Okay? Let's just
Let's leave it to that.
Let's leave it at that. Food for thought, right there, everyone. So let's dive in right to the main topics here. The first one that we have here is that El Salvador's Bitcoin bond gets regulatory approval and targets. It's cut off here. A Q1 launch. The Volcano bond was approved by the country's Digital Assets Commission on December 11th, with issuance expected in the first quarter of 2024. This was submitted by Octo. I know you guys reviewed.
No, that was Ericsson.
Oh, it was Ericsson. Okay, apologies
Maybe.
there. But I know we reviewed a little bit of this article earlier today, and there was a question as for the launch itself. Did the facility already start, operating, or were papers signed? Where are they exactly in this project?
Do you have any on it, Ericsson?
What?
Because as
I
far as I
didn't get
know, I've seen the rigs have been built and they are working. The bond, it's purely a paper thing that will turn whatever Bitcoin earnings they're making from the miner
Yeah.
into bonds. And
Well,
they named it the volcano bonds purely because it's using volcano energy to run the miners.
yes, I think they will, as the article states, they may issue these bonds on the first Q of next year. The question that I have here is how do they define the the yield of those bonds? So I think they are targeting a 6.5% yield annual per year for holders. So
Wouldn't that be tied to the Bitcoin price?
I don't think it's tied to to the Bitcoin price. It's kind of weird. I don't really think
It's
this.
kind of weird.
Yeah.
I see an art. So I read the article that was provided to us today. I didn't learn much from the article, and now I'm seeing on Yahoo Finance, the Volcano bond aims to address sovereign debt obligations and finance the development of the proposed Bitcoin city.
Yeah.
That's
So
That's right.
that's
Yeah.
just a bond. That
yeah, they just use the name Bitcoin
yeah,
for
that's what this
promotion.
sounds
So
like.
it's a bond to
So what kind of
state bond.
yield would you require to invest in the sovereign debt obligations of El Salvador? A
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah. So 6.5% doesn't seem a good yield for the risk. So they may have to increase that to 8 or 10%.
Yeah, I guess my call is short the volcano bond. That's my position.
Yeah.
I hate to foreshadow here, but I'm kind of curious, since it's powered by volcanoes, what is the water use of that? Is it going to cause a significant dent in Bitcoin's water use
That
to
was
mine?
my trash
That was one of-
headline of the day pick.
Yeah.
The accusation that Bitcoin consumes, and it's just really a weird article that I saw in Cointelegraph. It's some researcher in the Netherlands that says that Bitcoin is harming the environment because it consumes so much water because of liquid cooling, hydroelectric electricity generation, and it was like an article written by
Okay.
idiots for idiots.
I think so too. Most of the cooling in miners isn't done by water.
And whatever, and they're closed systems.
And hydroelectric plants, they've been around forever.
And they don't destroy water.
Exactly. They
That's
might
So
use
much
up
to do
money.
about nothing.
We've just arrived at the point that I left that article with. What is this?
Yeah. So
Clickbait for environmentalists. Yeah.
I definitely agree. Before we started this stream today, we were discussing a potential segment on our streams where we each pick the most outlandish, ridiculous, clickbaity, FUD or FOMO headlines in the news, and I think that would be very entertaining. We'll try to fit it in today if we have time, but definitely would be a fun segment to have. Let's go ahead and move on here. Tether mints 1 billion Tron-based tokens. Tether Treasury's recent minting of 1 billion USDT on the Tron network. Let's see here. Cuts off again. Marks a continuation of its significant expansion in the stablecoin market. So yeah, as we know, USDT are on 3 chains, as far as I'm aware of. We have the Ethereum blockchain, Tron, and they're also on Polygon. Is that right?
Yeah, BSC, Polygon,
I don't
Tron,
think
Algo.
USDT is officially on Polygon. USDC is, but USDT is not.
It's not
There is
officially.
it's not officially. There is like a token that mirrors
A side chain kind of thing.
Yeah, it's not an official token from Tether, but it's
It just moves over a different chain
yeah.
for
Got it.
moving, and so does Algorand as well. Algo.
Yes.
So Tron is a very interesting project. You know, I think I'm using this word interesting a lot, and it could be loaded. But you know, from the relaunch of FiatLeak, which was back in price, what was it, 2017, 2018? Tron has always made it to the top of the headlines, the top 20, you know, and whether it's news on Justin Sun or some influx of investments or funding or price action on Tron related things, it always seems to, you know, find its way into the headlines. But I feel at the same time it's a very anomalous project. I don't really know too much about it or know any projects that are on, you know, the Tron network, but you know they managed to have an official USDT. You know,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's one of the iconic use of Tron is the BitTorrent project. So it's like you get rewarded for seeding content in the BitTorrent network.
And that was a relatively recent acquisition.
Yeah, so you basically you get paid to provide your storage. So
I think that
your
this
storage.
I think the story could be interesting. I'm not quite sure how fungible a tether is on Polygon versus ERC20, for example. I don't know if they're fungible, if they can migrate from chain to chain. But if they can, then this is a massive endorsement for the security of the Tron network. Because normally a project is basically securing itself, its own value as for security. But in this case, if you're putting $1 billion worth of some other asset that has no correlation to TRX, then they're confident that TRX can secure $1 billion worth of value that won't crash to zero if the security is found to be flawed. That's a big endorsement.
Yeah, it is.
Are there any known exchanges with a lot of active USDT on the Tron network, like trades, that besides, I guess, Binance? Like,
I wouldn't expect there would be yet if they just announced it. They just minted them.
Well,
it's been around for a while.
Yeah, exactly.
The point is that once the USDT it's in whatever exchange it's been transferred to, it will just be traded for any other asset. So it's fungible. Nothing. It's got nothing to do with the Tron chain. It's just the in between network use.
Usually that it only depends on the exchange integration with the Tron network, which may or not allow you to deposit or withdraw to the Tron network.
And I've only seen that on Binance, but there must be some other exchanges out there. I'm sure.
Yeah, I've seen that on.
Well, doesn't Justin Sun own an exchange?
HTX, and that's actually our next headline here. Crypto exchange HTX sees outflows that top 258 million following an exploit. The Justin Sun linked crypto exchange HTX had 258 million in outflows after a 30 million exploit in November. So essentially,
Yeah.
the 30 million exploit triggered concerned users of the exchange to withdraw their crypto
Their
holdings.
funds. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, confidence has decreased in the exchange, and everybody has been leaving. Well, not everybody, but a good chunk of funds have been withdrawn, uh, probably into other exchanges. That's why we have noticed increase in some exchanges tokens. Like almost every exchange has got their own token or coin, and I think lately, almost correlating to the time frame of this fact, I have seen Qcoin going ballistic with their KCS coin, and a raise in volumes traded. And I'm fairly sure a chunk of those people are the ones that run away from HTX.
Interesting. I believe KuCoin also supports a lot of Binance smart contract based tokens and also Tron stuff as well. So that's the other one that probably
Yeah,
yeah.
and I believe they support USDT over different networks as well.
Yes. Right. Right. So do we know what exactly the exploit was, who was behind it, and where the vulnerability was?
Now, that was one of my questions as well for Ericsson, in case he came across the type of attack that was carried out. All I know is that it was worth around 30 millions, and but yeah,
Yeah, I don't think there is any information about what kind of attack.
yeah, didn't find
But
much. No.
Well, from a
I was
technical perspective, what's the most common vulnerabilities for such an attack like this?
usually it means that if it's a hack that happened on the exchange, it means that a hacker managed to enter the system, access the keys, and move the
The
tokens
funds,
or
yeah,
coins that are in the hot wallet. So, and that's why the exchange don't keep all the funds in the hot wallet, because what is in the hot wallet is at risk. So I would say that they managed to access the system and move um, and do transactions, moving tokens or coins from hot wallets to their wallet.
And just like that, we
we,
lost Ericsson.
yeah, and this saying often happens by hacking the API. A lot of exchanges and traders will use APIs to connect to other sites like Three Commas or other places where you can link multiple exchanges to through an API to run bots or do trading just from one platform
Right.
over more exchanges. And that is something that happens quite commonly. That the APIs, if they're not updated, they get hacked. It happened to one of mine a few months ago from a Qcoin, for example, and I think they made off with the um, details. They managed to get into the API of thousands and thousands of users,
And get their
and it was kind
personal
of funny.
information.
Sorry.
And get their personal information, like their KYC.
Well, no, they don't get that by hacking the API. They just get access to the API, which means they can do whatever you could do with it. In the case of mine, they were tightly locked to only view and not do trading and not being allowed to do any withdrawals. So I've seen somebody going into my account and just swapping a whole lot of well, my holdings, all of
Oh
it,
wow.
into some really silly shitcoin that they probably made.
Okay, I wasn't
to
aware that this was something that personally happened to you. That is wild, man.
the Qcoin one. Yes,
Oh wow.
it was
Were you able to
a few months
recover,
ago.
or it was too little, too
Well,
late?
yeah, I've noticed it almost straight away, and I was able to go in there, get rid of the API, delete it, and change my credentials and reswap whatever token it was. I can't remember to my original holdings,
My
losing
first, yeah, my
a little
first
bit,
suspicion would
not
be
too
that
much.
it was the people behind whatever project that shitcoin is, and they were probably doing this to allow
That's
people to
right.
pump, right?
That's exactly why they do it. Yeah, they
Hmm.
managed to do that to pump a coin, and unfortunately, this coin the day after that this happened, it lost like 20%. It started tanking badly because maybe they did find an exit strategy
Uh,
to capitalize on that, and so yeah, I managed to swap it all back, losing a small percentage of what I had before, but not too bad.
well, that's great that you caught that early on. That would have been an absolute nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to be careful when you
Yeah,
setting up, whether you're working with different trading bots or tools that require, API communication, to make sure that your settings are uh, secure enough that you limit,
tight. Yeah.
yeah, that you limit the capabilities of these third-party programs, so to speak.
And
Yeah,
also, I
Oh,
update your
and
APIs regularly because they do have flaws. It's just like an operating system needs updates
sure.
regularly to get.
I was curious about HTX, and I went to CoinMarketCap and to see um, in what position it is regarding the ranking of exchanges with more trade volume, and in fact it's in the top 20, but I believe it was right now it's in the 17th position, but I believe it was much higher.
Higher.
So yeah,
Oh, yeah,
maybe it was in the top 10.
probably was.
I mean, to get hacked and lose 30 million is one thing, but for the bad press, you could argue that's the bigger, loss. Obviously, you don't have to argue because that's 258 million, you know, in withdrawals. So it just goes to show that, you know, showing, especially in exchange, a vulnerability like that, you lose your legitimacy immediately. If your money is at risk, who's going to want to trade in your
Yeah,
platform? It's a death
shows
wish.
weakness, and
Yeah,
yeah, people lose confidence.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
and
on to
it's not the
go ahead.
first one. Also, sorry, it's not the first one. I remember. Remember it was 2020 or 2021, but it did get hacked, and it actually impacted the Trump price uh, a lot more than it did this time.
Oh, so Tron wasn't as directly affected by this hack.
Well, this time, no. This time around, it doesn't really seem like it. Uh, I don't know if the issuance of the new billion of USDT over the Tron network had anything to do with this.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
sometimes just the association alone, right?
Yeah, maybe they had to cover some losses.
Why
Sure.
don't we
Maybe
ever see news articles reporting about hacks on stock market exchanges?
And now, is this a question that you
that's a
have the
good
It's
answer
not.
to?
question.
I'm certain that it's not because they don't happen.
Okay.
Like the people who are writing the code at Fidelity and E-Trade, they're probably worse technically than the people who are writing the code for a crypto exchange.
I'd agree to that.
It's true. Maybe it's got something to do with the way their wallets work, because they all handle fiat in stock trading platforms. So that might be working in a slightly different way than cryptocurrencies.
Maybe it has something to do with how the media works. That's because reporting on that's systemic risk.
Yeah.
If you report on that,
And I would say this
publicly traded
story
company.
about the $30 million hack that caused, what is it, $250 million in withdrawals?
Yes.
The silver lining on that story. Justin Sun will probably cover the 30 million, right? I would imagine that he will. What that story says then is that exchange
news about the stock market getting hacked or any stock trading platform, which are many, and they're just websites and bits of software like centralized exchanges are for crypto. I'm sure it does happen. Well, but yeah, you never see big headlines about that.
Because a lot of these companies that provide you with the headlines tend to be or owned by publicly traded companies. And it is in their best interest to not stir the pot, or else, they could be affected. But sometimes the news is so, undeniably present that they must. But if they can avoid, they will. So that's definitely probably the reasons why we don't hear it as much, for sure. But yet, newcomers like Robinhood, you'll hear, the more success that they get, the more bad press that you'll see. And I've noticed the same for a lot of companies, and even argue, targets like Elon Musk and like that, when they become a threat to the established companies out there, they're going to start running their press machines to, attack them, lack of better words.
Yeah. Create FUD.
Yeah.
And fall.
When you incorporate humans to anything, it really, you just get back to basics. If you can put things back to basics, it doesn't matter how high you are in the totem pole or below. Your human instincts will usually get the best of you. I mean, it tends to be at least, So
and that's why a lot of this news and things, they are, they work on a psychological level more than the numbers, and they really do work.
Yeah, Price, you've always brought up a lot of times when the market's bad or good, like the fundamentals haven't changed when you're talking about Bitcoin or something else. It's really just speculation or FUD or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, the code's the same. So really just, it's a reflection of us, really. And not really.
Yeah, well, the thought is that something like Bitcoin, when somebody says the price is volatile, what they're really saying is humans are volatile.
Exactly.
And as far as the news goes, I mean, the last time I checked was several years ago, but I believe the death of Bitcoin had been announced at least 113 times.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And
is there a counter somewhere that exists that's like
there's a website
that so
tracks
good.
all the announced deaths of Bitcoin, and now maybe they should announce the death of water as well.
Then I think that's an opportunity to introduce the next headline about the liquidation in the market that happened during the weekend.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
And just a side note, guys, excuse me if I sound congested. I'm still getting over a gnarly cold that I had last week.
Were you sick last week?
Yeah, Price. I had to remind you.
Everybody was quite sick like 2-3 streams ago.
Yeah.
Not the people who refuse to leave their house under any condition. Those people are not sick.
Price, do you have a secret bunker somewhere? I'm just curious.
I'm in it right now. I self-quarantine as a practice.
That's great. Okay, next headline. Crypto bulls hit by 300 million. Hold on, is this it? Yeah. Crypto bulls hit by 300 million in liquidations as Bitcoin Ether buckle on fizzling ETF momentum. Tuesday's sharp decline in crypto prices spurred the largest daily leveraged long liquidation since August, CoinGlass data shows. All right, this sounds like something both for Octo and Erickson to dive into. Who wants to take a stab first?
I can. The liquidations, they have been, they said this was the largest since August.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although at the same time today I've seen news articles describing it as 100 million, 250, 350, and even 400 millions in liquidations.
Well,
Looking at the maps,
regarding this, the only thing that I remember is that when I woke up on Monday, I looked at the chart and I saw 2 million Bitcoin volume at 2 a.m. and I said, well, someone was playing hard while others were sleeping, and that was one of the biggest volume candle in 1 hour that I saw. So
true.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, it was a big sell-off.
it triggered a lot of liquidations.
It did, yeah, as it does every time there's a movement. In the case of Bitcoin, anytime there's a movement of over 5% or anything close to that, it happens weekly that there are liquidations for hundreds of millions from longs or short leveraged positions. One of the maps I publish every day on my Bitcoin group on Tangled, it's in fact a Bitcoin liquidity map with a depth of the market. And I think the one I publish, it's spread over five of the major exchanges, and you can see where the levels. You can see where people open their positions, and you can see the FOMO and the fear uh, on the map by seeing how much liquidity it's at certain levels. And every time the market seems to move towards those levels because that's where it makes profits.
Now, which
I'm looking at a
yeah, go ahead,
10-year
Bryce.
chart. I'm looking at a 10-year chart for Bitcoin. You know, when in doubt, zoom out. And the 10-year
That's right.
chart looks epic. No problems, full
Yeah.
steam ahead. You've got a series of higher lows that are forming a parabolic curve. You've got a 2017 spike, a 2021 spike. They look like they're fractal. And the next one would be God candle. Let's
Yeah.
go.
You can kind of see a cyclical, a cycle
Yeah,
repeating, somehow coinciding a bit with the halving as well. You can find a pattern on that. Although the last halving was, well, coincided with the world lockdown pretty much. So it was a little bit different than the usual. But the
You can say that.
patterns,
You can say
yeah.
that.
Yeah,
What a time that was. Yeah,
that was madness. Yeah, that was
madness.
a complete crash on the stock market and crypto markets almost overnight, with some losing 95% of their value. And it's one that I'm ashamed to say I failed to capitalize on because I came down with COVID 2 days before lockdown was announced,
Oh man,
and I spent a week in bed instead of playing with my computer.
it happens. It happens. But
Yeah,
there were also a lot of opportunities after the fact. A lot of
oh,
people made out pretty
absolutely.
well during
Yeah,
that run. Yeah.
2020. Yeah, so did I. It was a very good year after that.
Now,
Things started to pick up
uh, uh,
epically.
Octo, you may know this, but I have a question. When it comes to these um, leveraged long liquidations that happen, is there like a handful of like culprit exchanges that are handling or that hold a lot of these leverage trades? Like I know Bybit is really popular for this. Qcoin
Yep.
offers leverage trading. Is it a select
Binance.
few? Binance, okay,
It's not a select few. Almost all of them they have it, but
okay.
it depends in which country you're operating.
Mm,
For example, in UK, I cannot operate leverage trading on Binance when you guys in US can,
right,
and so it's the same for a lot of other exchanges. But
got it.
on the maps I look at, looking at the volumes of for example, Bitcoin, the volumes of how much Bitcoin is being traded, you can see that the leverage, the futures market, it's always bigger than the spot trading market. And Binance, it's usually the top one in most days.
Okay. Interesting.
I have a question for Octo regarding this mini bull run that we have right now.
It's a rally.
A lot of people is calling this a bull trap. What do you think about that? Are we going back to 30 again, or do you think this is really the start of the bull run and we are just going up now?
I don't think it's a bull trap. I think that normally applies to shorter time frames. I think this year is consistently been going up. If you look at the chart of the total crypto market and the volumes, considering everything that affected it, like news and things happening around the world this year, I think this is a solid growth, and adoption has grown in many different ways about crypto in general. So I think it is a proper bull run, although there's factors of FOMO to be factored in, like the ETF talk. There's been a lot of talk about it, and it did make a lot of noise, and the halving as well. So these are factors that they could be, real or not, as a big influence on the price.
Some people think that if there is no other good news, let's say a final approval on an ETF or anything good, we might see a Bitcoin price going down before the halving and then start going up again. So that's why I was talking about the bull trap, because we are at 40 right now. So I think if it doesn't hold, we might go down to 30 before the halving.
We'd hit 38.8. If we hit 38.8, we'd still be in a channel. We'd be retesting
exactly
previous resistance as support, and I think that would be totally fine.
I think 38, 39 mark, it could be hit, but that's still just it's just a small hiccup. It's just a standard correction, and you will still keep it on the uptrend completely. I don't think it could go lower than that, because if you look at it, institutional quantity of Bitcoin being traded this year from February to September, it doubled. And ETF or no ETF, that doesn't change how much Bitcoin are being traded by institutional traders. I could see this stamp as
How do you get these stats about the institutional traders?
At various places, especially, from news. Then I go and check out on places where you can see how much DeFi volumes, like let's see.
DeFi Don't you rely on those SEC feelings that the companies submit, like what do they have in their balance sheet?
Well, sometimes I go and confirm that from places that analyzes wallets and holdings from people that are an institution that are actually doxed. So you have their holdings can be confirmed on the blockchain by some explorers and analytic sites that check out explorers and movements. Places like there is a nice one that I use called Arkham Intelligence, and it does some AI analysis of various explorers, and you can set your filters to see transactions going on, and where they're going, because as I said, a lot of these wallets, they are openly doxed, so you know who they belong to, like exchanges, hot wallets and cold wallets. And when the movement goes on in some of those places, you can verify there are real holdings and not just clickbait news.
Right. Price, you had mentioned when in
right.
doubt, zoom out. So my question to you is, just based on that, and kind of getting a long-term view here, where would Bitcoin price be relatively this time next year? Would you say, based on
Let me see.
This
having
time,
next year?
at
So
the end of the year, it's always a funny moment. The pre-Christmas and December. It's usually, statistically, it's a good month.
It would bottom at 60.
bottom at
The
60.
low would be 60. Yeah.
Not
And
bad.
by the way, I'm going to
I'd be happy with
announce
that.
I'm doing psyops in the chat right now. I'm shilling myself. I've devised a new psyop in the chat. Here's what I do. Every single time I finish a sentence, I hit the heart button in the chat, as if somebody nobody knows who did it, but hopefully it conditions people that anytime I finish a sentence, there's just cheers and applause from the crowd.
Yeah, that's great, Price. It's like patting your own back digitally. Look at you.
Yeah.
Look at
Nobody
you. I see it.
knows who's patting whose back.
But now we
So,
do. You just told us it's you.
Price.
You just doxed yourself, Price.
Hold on. But that's part of the psyop. Is it
Yeah.
really him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's telling
Okay.
us while his hands are up here. So now, unless there's somebody, well, never mind. I'm keep my mouth shut here.
I think that
I wasn't looking at the chat. I'm on it now.
do you think that we are going to be in a downside by the end of next year? So
This
I believe
time next year,
last time you said that Bitcoin might hit 250K.
Yeah.
So and now you said that by the end of the year we will be at 60. So
No, I said the
are
low.
you-
The
Yeah.
low would be 60.
the retrace would be on the 60. That's what he said,
Oh.
around December next year, which I'd be happy with.
Yeah.
And it's totally feasible, even if it reaches, between 100 and 250, retracing down at 60 as a Christmas present.
So we can predict that next year,
Yeah.
when if it corrects to 60, we're gonna get a lot of Death of Bitcoin articles being
yeah.
published.
Yeah.
And
For
we're
sure.
also going to get a lot of buy the dip articles, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
blood on the
if
floor.
it is done over 100K on the same year. Yeah, you would get a lot of that.
Great. Okay, so I'm asking SJHW, since he's been awesome at helping us collect names in the chat, if he is willing to do that. Let's see.
Are
So
you
this,
abusing SJHW's capabilities and generosities?
He is.
so he gets generously tipped every time he
It's an earn
chooses
activity. Yeah.
chooses to do this. He has no obligation to help, but should he want to, he will get a generous tip.
That
Yeah.
brings up the question. We've got Danny, Octo, Price, Doctor, and Doctor. How many of those names are going to show up on the wheel?
I want to recuse myself. I would love to recuse, especially after yesterday's
Yes.
I'm
table show.
recusing myself. I'm slamming the heart button.
Me
Yeah,
too.
Price is recusing himself. Hearts.
That's
I
cute.
want my name. I want my name on there 5 times.
That
How
works too.
about this? Why don't each of us pick a substitute name to represent us?
I I've already been doing
Well,
that, but I think it's just better if we're not on.
A made up one,
No, like
No.
like
like a
I
real
could pick
user.
somebody who's not in the chat that I think like I could pick Aerosol.
Gotcha.
It may not be in the chat.
So basically, we're sponsoring. We're giving our placement to somebody else that is not in the chat. I think that's very, very generous. You know, I think that's cool.
That could be a good idea.
Well,
yes. Even because I know some
I'll
people
pick-
are not attending the live because they are actually working, and I
yeah,
know
if they
of
would
someone.
otherwise, right? Maybe
I'll
we should
pick
offer the judges.
the last. No, I will pick the last person that comment or tagged me on Tango. So this is
The last person that okay.
This guy.
All right.
See how John's like we're sleeping, as far as like
This guy mentioned me in a post.
Very good, Erickson. My proxy, my lottery derivative is Svetlana. Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess we would have to, assuming SJHW does this, then he has to know which names, unless we just manually
type it in the chat.
Yeah.
I'm just about to try and find
Okay,
the one.
I will.
Yeah, I
get mine
added
to
the
Metal
name in the chat.
Well, I'm logged in as FiatLeak guy, so that's me. So I will rep Metal Pack. Price, if Price wants dinner tonight, he should represent Sandra. Is just my suggestion, but you know, I'll let him decide.
His choice,
Well,
Price.
that might be a problem because I already typed Svetlana.
You did. Oh, and guys,
that could be dangerous for more than one reason. Now that I think about it.
So, just a side note, it looks like the chat feed on the actual stream itself has been frozen. I'm not quite sure what to do. It's a software issue. However, you know, clearly you can chat within the chat box on YouTube itself. So,
yeah.
Yes.
Emmanuel, who are you nominating to represent you on the wheel?
Let me think about that.
Well, don't think too long.
I am representing. I wrote it on the chat. It's Epapopsides, which is
the philosopher.
The
That's
philosopher.
who I was gonna get.
Well, I appreciate his contribution to the crypto news he posts every day, and I think this was my way of saying thank you.
That's amazing.
I got it. I'm going for Hattie Hats.
Octo might be blocked.
Hattie Hats is a great one.
He might be shadow banned. I don't see that.
Yeah.
I don't see Ipapopsides in the chat.
I don't see your comment. Octo.
Well, exactly, Price. That's the thing. We're
I don't see your
people that aren't on the chat.
I put the comment on YouTube.
I see. Yeah, you could be shadow banned. That's been happening.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't see the comment.
Okay. So Emmanuel Braden,
on the,
MD,
on the
is proxying with Hattie Hats.
Hattie Hats had a lot of shout outs from me yesterday on my What's Hot review.
Danny, did you see my comment?
I don't see your comment. So what I'm going to do, guys, is make you all
let me put it on
moderators, so you guys never get shadow banned, because I believe you're being shadow banned right now.
I would have put Time Fungus, but he just insists on being in the chat on every single live stream, so I can't.
Time Fungus is among us. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Do you see my comment?
I see Emmanuel's.
Danny,
I don't see
can you see my
Erickson's.
comment in the chat?
I don't see it. No.
Oh God.
Neither do I.
Yeah. So you're shadow banned.
I was blocked.
I'm putting mine on the FiatLeak group chat on Tangled. Yeah.
Yeah, that works. That works.
Right there.
I'll send it to you directly, Danny.
Okay. Sounds good. So just another public service announcement that Friday, on this stream on Friday, same time, we are going to announce the winner of this week's FiatLeak Fantasy Day Trader. And I'm eager to see who the winner is, and I'm eager to see where we all stand in the season. And then the following also on Friday, we will post the new FiatLeak Fantasy Day Trader, where you can submit your new portfolio, where you allocate $1 million worth of funny money and give us what your ideal portfolio is for that week for your chance to win the following week. So make sure you tune in on Friday to see who wins and also to submit next week's portfolio. Yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the next topics here, guys. I'm gonna just read all three real quick, and then we can decide which one we want to tackle first. So, Ethereum burns 2.5 billion worth of Ethereum since merge, as supply drops to 18-month low. Uniswap, Ethereum transfers, and Tether lead Ethereum 690 million ETH burn supply decline. Next topic, Cardano. Price unleashes epic green candle rally. I brought this one up because, as you guys have been saying, Cardano's been crushing it, and I don't know what the culprit is, but Cardano, it defies the market odds, unleashing a euphoric green candle rally with 7% surge. And then the last topic here, decentralized exchange Uniswap expands to Bitcoin sidechain rootstock. Uniswap version 3 has been deployed on rootstock by GFX Labs, the team behind trading terminal Oku. All right, guys, which one sparked your interest in discussion?
Can you imagine
Let's talk
how
about
sick
Cardano.
and demented? Yeah, I am talking about Cardano. How sick and demented someone has to be to use their personal stash of millions of dollars to move the price of Cardano just to beat me in the fantasy day trade. That I can't even imagine the mind that would be willing to do that. Erickson.
Come on.
Yeah, Erickson.
Yeah.
That shows balls. Come on.
I'm pumping.
Yeah, I know.
So,
Determination and courage.
Erickson eats balls.
I know
balls for breakfast.
Yeah.
Bull balls. Yes.
Bull balls.
This headline is just a clickbait, but okay.
But it's not false.
Let's talk.
But
It's not false, but yeah, it's an epic green candle, really. So
It's not epic.
It's not epic.
I mean, it's epic if you're Erickson on the FiatLeak Fantasy Day Trader.
The thing is,
did you pay them to write that article? Yes, you did, Erickson.
It was a couple of weeks ago, guys, where we had a headline saying where, oh man, I wish I remember, but it was a majority percentage of Cardano holders are still in the red. I wonder what the percentage is now. Is it a break-even point? Where are we? What do you think?
I think it's still not halfway
they're still
to his
in the red.
age.
Yeah, I think they're still in the red. So
but so are a lot of other coins.
What I have to say about Cardano is that Cardano all-time high was $3 on last bull run, and it had nothing. It was just a currency. And after the bull run, Cardano introduced smart contracts, DeFi, and NFTs and everything. So I expect it to be a lot higher than $3 in the end of this bull run. So that's why I'm betting in the fancy trader on Cardano, because it has a huge potential. Comparing with what it was in the last bull run, it was almost a currency with nothing else but promises. Right now, the promises are implemented. So let's see how it's going to do in the next bull run.
I also think,
this one.
I also think it's a lot of coins that have tanked a lot harder than other ones, that they are making this miraculous recovery. But once you zoom out, you see that it's a tiny little candle over a very large drop that they did before.
That's true. When in doubt, zoom out.
I have a question for the doctors. Producer Danny, can I ask a question to the doctors?
Price, I will approve one question to the doctors.
Here's my one question. What are the mechanics of burning cryptocurrency? How do you burn crypto? Do you send it to a fake address that everyone recognizes as fake?
It's a null address.
It's a
Basically,
null.
it's an address that no one can have a key for that address. Usually, it's 0000000.
Can you do
So
that on Millix or wrapMillix?
yeah, just send it to that burn address, and
Yeah, I'll
it will
provide
never
you
be
with that
recoverable.
address.
Yeah,
Depends
Danny,
on
you
what you're-
provide me with that address.
It's also
Erickson,
kind of how the
maybe-
NFTs work.
Maybe the next
When-
time we do a side bet for whatever amount, it's a burn event.
Okay,
The loser
That
has
would
to
be
burn.
good for everybody's holdings. Yeah.
I accept
cool.
it.
That's
You
it.
do.
It looks like Price wants to increase the stakes.
Why don't we put a yearly festival
Are we
together
going to talk
called Burning
about
Millix?
burning billions price of millions?
It could be billions, yeah.
It should be
Oh,
billions.
God.
Because then everybody wins, right? Everyone
Yeah.
wins the bet.
Yeah.
Just to
Yeah.
go back to the whole burning thing, that's how Ericsson implemented the NFT burns. So you can get rid of your NFT by sending it to null.
What's the
Interesting.
address, Erickson?
Yeah, but well, it's kind of different, Emmanuel. It's not that you send it to null; it's that you reuse the output in a different kind of transaction, so
Right.
it's no longer recognized as an NFT. So
Yeah.
All right.
we have different type of transactions on Milix network and addresses, and there is a special address that and transaction type that holds the NFTs. So you can send an NFT to another user, but you have to use the NFT address. And then the user can burn it or this 1 million in value forever. You just put $1 million. Will always have this intrinsic value of 1 million, let's say 1 million millix or
And
1
choose
billion
that.
millix.
You choose that by typing in the minting
Yeah.
fee. Okay. Yeah.
No. The minting fee is another thing. Is what you pay the network to mint it. Right now on the Tangled interface,
apply a value to
you cannot set the value in the Tangled interface. It's a standard 10,000 millix intrinsic value. But if you want, you can develop a function to mint an NFT that has, let's say, 1 billion millix as intrinsic value.
Okay.
Yeah, then
So
it's like
1 billion
a physical
millix will be
coin that
locked.
has a hologram private key, and the coin has intrinsic value as long as that key hasn't been used.
Yeah.
That was a great
and
question,
then let's
Chris.
say that you want to sell that NFT to someone, you will never sell it for less than the intrinsic value. So because it holds some value. So
we've got to use that feature when we introduce the NFT market to Tangled, and you can mint any post or any image or video as an NFT, allowing the user to set the intrinsic value of the NFT. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's right, because we can already mint them. But I never noticed this feature where you could decide how much you're willing to make.
It's not available in the UI.
Yeah.
It's not available in Tangled UI, but it's available in the protocol.
It was a robust
possible to
discussion that we had.
We'll use it. When we launch NFTs on Tangled.com, we'll use that.
And I only know because I did it for Splot.
Which we will go public with very soon, where we actually have a marketplace in development right now as we speak.
Did you just say that Splot is going to go public?
We're going to go public. We're going to be on the NASDAQ. Yeah, no.
We're
going to do a public push soon as the marketplace, especially.
It's just the marketplace missing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, the marketplace is the last initial step for like the full version 1. But currently, you can mint, you can share, you can use both Stable Diffusion and DALL-E to create and edit. So It's
Yeah,
pretty
I
much
think
there.
that
It's
was.
just we haven't made too
How
much
are you,
noise yet.
I know.
are you
I have
going to
people. I have
integrate
people
Tangled
waiting for it.
Marketplace?
Come again?
Are you going to integrate Tangled Marketplace with Splot?
It's
I don't.
it's not really
that,
Danny.
Yeah,
Question.
that's not my decision. The Splot has to agree to that.
No, I would say Tangled has to agree to that.
There has to be a mutual agreement, Erickson.
There has to be a mutual agreement.
And
Erickson.
Danny owns Splot, and he is
sign the
notoriously
contract.
difficult to negotiate with. So I don't know.
I'm a
there's-
co-owner of Sply. Emmanuel's my partner on that project.
They're
Because-
both difficult.
Yeah.
There was
Look,
already talk
It's nothing
about,
that there's nothing a suitcase of cash can't fix.
And yeah,
I mean, let's just
as usual. Yeah.
as usual, big surprise.
Since
So,
we're
I
on
think there was.
yeah, go
Wasn't
ahead.
there
The
talk?
cool
Sorry.
thing on Splot,
About integration with using Millix to pay for credits on Splot and things like this. They were actually announced by Danny, if I'm not mistaken, as a feature to come to Splot.
So that feature has already been created. We, Emmanuel and I have created a service that we will announce somewhat soon that will allow anyone to accept Millix in their e-commerce website. If they
Right.
use, specifically if they use WooCommerce,
Cool.
and we will have it available for Shopify as well. So when a customer checks
Great.
out, they will be able to choose Millix as a form of payment. And
the reason it's delayed is Ericsson's fault.
Aha.
Because I had a little conversation with Ericsson and he opened my eyes and I'm like, oh, we got to do it that way.
yeah,
So it was already ready and functioning, but now I had to change everything.
So Erickson enlightened the
Well,
doctor, enlightened the other doctor,
as you
which made the doctor upset. So,
as you said, Emmanuel, it's a matter of a suitcase filled
Okay.
some cash.
Actually, it is a matter of a suitcase of cash, except it's my suitcase of cash and I'm giving it out to other people.
a little fun fact before we move on. Do you guys remember what happened when Cardano was finally listed on Coinbase? Because I really remember, because I was affected by it. Anybody? No?
I don't remember where that was in my ownership history.
So for the longest time, there was like some issue between the team at Cardano and Coinbase, where no matter how well Cardano was doing over the years, they weren't listed on Coinbase. And I believe Armstrong and Hoskinson butted heads for many years, and finally, in the last bull run, Coinbase announced that they were going to list Cardano, and everybody, who held Cardano was making much noise about it. So clearly, as that was happening, a lot of people started putting positions in. A lot of leverage trades were being put in. So I would say it was reaching its all-time high. It reaches its all-time high about 1 hour before it goes live on Cardano. The price completely crashes. And yeah, I thought that was really hilarious. And that's my story. So just tells you again, the human element, the fundamentals didn't change, but, humans will manipulate when they can, when they see an opportunity. But what that tells me, a lot of people conspired to sell at the same time, a coordinated sell-off. People got liquidated, and then it got listed on Coinbase. It was really funny. So the last topic that we have here before we'll move on to the wheel spin, and thank you SJHW. He notified us that he sent the names. So the last thing I have here is decentralized exchange. Uniswap expands to Bitcoin sidechain rootstock. I threw this one in here because, as you guys know, wmlx is on Uniswap. Not a lot of active trades happening, but I just thought it was interesting that they're saying that you can now trade Bitcoin on Uniswap. And my question is this wrapped Bitcoin? What exactly does this mean? Is this much to do about nothing once again, where it's not really going to do anything to Bitcoin or cryptocurrency as a whole? Does this spark anything to you guys?
Isn't it just using a different chain instead of what is it, BRC20, different network?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah, it's just a different network.
yeah.
I've never heard about this rootstock, but yeah, it's just another network. I
And
mean,
as I
it's
glanced through this, it wasn't a sponsored
a
ad.
side chain for
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Like Bitcoin Cash or Wrap Bitcoin or so many other forks that they
I
did through the time. But this one, it's actually a different network,
Yeah,
just like
Got it.
Tron is or
it's
Polygon for
it
USDT.
looks like a pay. This looks like a paid article, so a
Yeah, well, that's
paid
the thing. I
article.
went through it. I didn't see anything that said
Somebody paid
sponsored or
for this
paid or
article
press
to be
release.
published.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Although, as a note, I think
yeah.
it could spark some interest because the standard Bitcoin network lately has had the highest fees that it's ever had before, and if this new network um, is going to be cheaper, as apparently should be,
Right.
it probably will draw a lot of interest for exchanging over DEXs or moving Bitcoin in general.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, it's just more accessibility once again, which is always a good thing. So one little takeaway from today's stream, we touched on burning. Are we gonna consider some sort of, you know, burning opportunity for Millix?
Yeah, on next week's fantasy bet, there's going to be a burn.
Yeah.
That's the exploration, and
Yeah.
and we'll call out the TX ID. You can watch it happen on
Oh, good.
Millix.com in the TX stream. It's going to be an event.
It is. It's going to be an event. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Is this going to be a FiatLeak stream event, or is it going to be a Tangled live event, or should it be a whole new show where we just burn
Well,
things the whole time?
That's a great title. Let's burn
we can
things.
burn.
Yeah.
Maybe to be determined. So
It's a special event.
Yeah.
So guys, I am loading up the wheel spin now, as you can see here, and I'm sure Erickson's thrilled about the way it looks. Let's adjust this so it looks nice. Let me see here. Okay, and SJHW is kind enough to provide us with the names. Let's see how many names we have here, guys. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 names. And I have a decent balance, so I won't be able to do...
Read off
Are
the
you
names.
going
Let's check the names.
to use the linear chart?
A linear? Well, let's read off the
I
names
think
first,
Dan
and
is
we'll go
going
from there.
to use the linear chart.
So we have SJHW, IPAP Manamana,
My proxy.
okay, Metal Pack, Hattie Hats, Svetlana, Joker, Nerone, Time Fungus, Seattle John, Sasha Mechi 23gmail.com, and GeoMac57. All right, so guys, who has a cool suggestion for how we're going to do the prizes today?
Well, I think the name that I sent, Danny, you didn't
Yeah,
add the
K.
name
Poolajay.
that I sent you.
K. Poolajay
Yeah.
just got pink badge. I don't know if he has it yet, but he will.
Guys,
Yes,
is
it does.
that how you
He does?
spell his handle?
It does. And just made a post about
I sent it in
Wix.com.
Slack.
Okay,
Check
and then
Slack,
Rajni's here, so I don't believe we read off Rajni as well. So I will need to...
Is Rajni here?
Rajni is here. Okay. We will add
Yeah,
Rajni.
and Joker. Did you add Joker?
Yes. We did. So I think this brings
Yeah,
us
he
to
did
13.
say Joker.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. How should we do this, guys? Any clever
King
methods?
555 was also in the chat.
He was first. Is he here now? No, he always makes a good effort for showing up first or near first. I'll add him. So that's 14.
Yeah, he's in there. Add King 555.
I did. I just did. So should we go?
He was on the chat before the stream started. Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna go from 1 to 14 million. How's that sound to you guys? Does that sound
sorry,
good?
come again?
A linear chart?
A linear chart. I'm going to go with a linear chart. So while I type these in, why don't you guys discuss some of the most outlandish and ridiculous articles or news items that you have seen recently?
Well, mine is an oldie but a goodie.
Maybe Octo can talk about the market summary.
The market
Octo,
summary.
What do you have to say about the market summary?
I have to say that, I found interesting, apart from the usual gainers of last week and this week again, which is your favorite, Cardano and AVAX. Today I've seen Nano, which is a fairly old coin from 2015, and one of the few that's always been advertised as the no fee for transaction cryptocurrency.
It looks like Nano is always coming from the ashes, rising from the ashes.
Well,
right?
yeah, that's the thing. Nobody's heard anything from Nano for years. Yeah, I remember trading it over 5 years ago, like really back in the days, just as just as another asset to trade. But I did find the only sort of reason that I could find behind this incredible pump it had today. I don't know if it's true or not, but there was some tweets and some articles about about Twitter using Nano for transactions. Yeah, that's the only thing I saw that mentioned Nano for any reason that could have made this happen.
Using Nano instead of Doge?
Well,
that would be surprising.
I know it sounds strange.
Use Nano instead of Doge.
Yeah, but I also remember that there was some pretty strict tweets from Elon Musk saying that Doge will never be used as a cryptocurrency on X. Whether any of this was true, but it was written. So, and Doge has been removed as a method of payment from various projects involving Elon Musk. So I don't know if he was banned from using it because he was shilling it too much, or if he really does not want to get involved with it, or if it was all a pile of garbage.
So, guys, Elon's not been returning my calls lately. So would one of you guys get on the phone and tell him to use Millix?
Yeah.
Seriously?
I mean, you would want to do that because Tangled is coming for X.
I think that would be better.
Yeah.
He hasn't responded to mine, but there was a very funny... there was a very funny tweet from him a couple of weeks ago saying, what tangled web we live in. And I had to reply. I had to reply with a tangled link. And
he knows about us.
I think your account is blocked now.
I thought
you're the reason he doesn't call me anymore.
Octo's account is blocked.
Could have been.
I just saw a headline on Cointelegraph. So Senator Elizabeth Warren is calling for the elimination of crypto. She feels empowered that she can do that. Well, here's the punchline. Elizabeth Warren, in her career as a senator, has proposed 330 legislative bills. Okay? Of those 330, 11 have passed.
Wow. Lay low and keep firing.
And how bad were those 11?
That's a big score.
Well, they're all bad.
I want a week like that.
Speaking of wig, guys, I proposed the other day off camera to the team here that we should have, like a special wig day where we can wear either a wig or bull horns for the bull market, and we might do that. Even though we're a very serious operation here, I figured it might spice things up. So stay tuned for that. We're gonna have a themed episode coming soon. Guys, are you ready to spin the wheel?
Spin it.
All right.
Why am I watching?
Yeah.
Why am I seeing Elon Musk on a
Let
blonde wig?
Charlie spin the wheel.
That's beautiful.
Where's my dog? Right there. Hey,
Then
Charles.
let Charlie spin the wheel.
Charlie is ready for this live stream to end.
I know he's had enough. All right, so
it looks like he doesn't have much trust in him.
yeah,
He's looking like, what the hell are you doing?
yeah, he's a bit trustless.
Yeah.
Charlie, what's wrong with you? Blink if Bitcoin's going to go up. Okay, I guess not. All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I saw the blink.
Yeah, okay, good. It's a little late in the season. All right, so I'm gonna spin the wheel. Since there's a little bit of lag, if you guys can announce who the winners are, I would much appreciate that. All right, first prize for 1 million Millix. Here we go.
I think that's bad, Danny, because the users that are watching the stream, they see it in real time, and if we announce it, will be like with a delay.
Spoiler.
I think they see the wheel in real time.
I'm not even seeing the wheel yet. I still see Kapulajay's name in the form.
Oh,
I see
It's
a spelling
Joshny.
mistake. Joshny, it's
yeah.
Oh, somebody wrote Joshny, and I think it was me. Oh no! So I just burned 1 million Millix, guys. No, I'm just kidding. It went back to me, so I will make sure to. I'm making a note right here. Roshni is going to get a million Millix from Danny.
Joshny.
Joshny, not to be mistaken.
Hold on, I'll create a Joshny account. Hold on.
All right, second prize, 2 million Millix. Let's go. What a joke this is.
Oh, it's the X stream going. Looks like
Sajad
100
Shah says he made a hashtag video review today.
Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out. Do you guys see the next winner?
Joker, 2 million.
There we go.
Joker.
That is
Third
in
place.
Fund Chaos.
Yeah, so you can buy his present for Harley Quinn.
Diamonds, it looks like.
All right.
No,
third
Diamonds
place.
was last year's one. He was
Price,
asking.
did you-
He was asking people to suggest a new one. I believe Loki gave a couple
Price,
of
did
suggestions.
you get
Congratulations, King 555. Fourth
King
place. Let's go.
555? I
I
think
think-
Price got Danny a new computer.
Not true.
The wheel is not rich today.
It's not completely covered with confetti.
Yeah, that was wild, man.
Confetti.
All right, you guys see the new winner? For
Is
the
it Hattie
fourth place?
Hats?
Hattie Hats. Congratulations.
Hats.
By Price, was that your proxy?
Hat.
No, that was not mine. That was who was that?
Oh,
Emmanuel?
Emmanuel's. Fifth place. Who will it be? Kapula J. Whose
Nice.
proxy was that?
Sajad Shah said
Erickson.
he was late.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it
It
moving.
was mine.
All right, congratulations.
Yeah,
5
Kapula
million.
J. I was saying, yeah, he just posted on Tangled a post about commission fees of using Bitcoin wallet.
You know what? I'm gonna look on the YouTube so I can.
That's
look
how
at
I
the
saw
same
the
time.
pink badge.
Congratulations to GeoMC57. 6 million Millix. All right, seventh place. For 7
I
million
want to give a
Millix.
shout out to whoever's in the chat clicking the heart button every time I say something.
Special
I
someone.
click it randomly, but
Svetlana, congratulations, you won 7 million Millix, and that was Price's proxy.
Let's edit that out.
8th place.
I've been interacting lately with a few posts from Svetlana because they were all about crypto and market analysis and stuff. And I don't know why I got this feeling that she or he was connected to our friend Dubs.
Really? Conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
The rumor mill. Seattle John, congratulations. 8 million Millix goes to you.
Yeah.
Now for
Like I think
Price.
I think I'm working out also who the Joker is. I have been curious because I remember Price talking about it a few streams ago. That he probably knows.
Somebody knows.
So I'm sure somebody knows.
I believe it's Steve Miller.
Oh, that's funny. I like that.
Hey.
Congratulations, SJHW. Well deserved. 9 million Millix. 9th place. All right. Who's the 10th place winner? Let's go. For 10 million Millix. Oh, it's a good one. Congratulations, Time Fungus. You win 10 million Millix. 4 more to go.
Yeah. Yeah, he did a very nice reaction videos.
Yeah, he's getting some big tips today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Take my Millix.
I think Time Fungus just said that Time Fungus's winning is well deserved.
Yeah.
Nerone, congratulations. 11 million Millix goes to you.
It was a good review of the marketplace, unlike my boring ones about the what's hot.
No,
I
they're all
enjoy
good.
it a lot.
They're all good. All
I'm just
right.
picking the wrong time of day when I do that, and I sound like, yeah, next. I will up my game.
Maybe
on
you
the next
should
one.
do a review.
I should do the next one
on our live stream.
I could do that, yeah. But I have to make sure I have a nice glass of rum before I do it.
That's always a good
That will make
call. I do have a question for you guys. Lively. I have a question for you guys, and maybe you guys can help me, and this is an honest question. So I'm really enjoying hosting this activity for the community to implore them to create some videos where they're reviewing, whether it's whatever's on the hot list, what's new, or something that they want to, share with us. However, I'm kind of haven't really figured out what the best way is to reward them. So, today or this week, I provided a spread. I believe it's between 20 to 50 million. And then I realized, if I judge somebody's video, it may have an adverse effect and, making them want to make more videos. So I'm just giving everyone the same amount, regardless what I think about the video. But
that's the way to do it.
I think so too, yeah.
But if I give 50 million Millix all the time, it's just going to drain a lot of Millix and potentially, in my opinion, dilute the market ultimately.
Yeah.
If I just keep dishing out that much Millix. So I'm thinking maybe if for the first video you can get something grand. And then you have the option to get, or you will have the opportunity to get a pink badge and to get a studio deal. Where then, if you have a studio deal, you'll get, it'll be a continued earnings for every time that you provide some content and activities. But I also don't want to give too little of a prize where it doesn't motivate people. So my question is, what is a good reasonable amount of Millix that I could give to anybody to post a video, and they could post multiple in a week and get paid for each one. Yeah,
I have an alternative suggestion for you.
Oh,
and it's right in front of you.
What is that?
Why not just put them all in there and do wheel spins?
Because then it's a risk for them.
No, there's no risk.
Well,
You're
their
gonna
risk
get
is effort.
something.
You know, they're
Yeah,
putting
it's
in
not a
time.
prize. It's not a prize. It's a payment for labor. It's
Yeah.
compensation. So
Yeah, wheel spin sometimes it could create the content to be slightly
Forced.
lower in quality.
Yeah.
Like having a fixed price for everything.
Well, then have a fixed price.
Yeah, I
And
see what you're saying.
And then do the wheel spin, and some people get it and some people don't. Or
So it
some
could be
people
like
get
one
more, some
prize
people
for
less.
like 100 million millix or 200 million millix, but like everyone gets paid, 20 millix or 10 million, but you're entered into a really big potential
Wheel
prize.
spin.
Yeah.
What do you think
that
of
would
that
make it
price?
as more of a contest.
you could pay. First of all, you can pick the theme and you can say, I'm looking for videos about this or featuring this type of format, and that has a value in your head before they even do it. And if you don't get enough participants, it's because the payment was too low and you adjust it for the next one.
Yeah.
And you can give everyone the same tip, but you can do a variable amount of promoting the post. So you could give everyone 20, but maybe somebody deserves 5 million millix promotion, and they're going to get a lot of views on that, and they're going to earn off those views. And that's not as transparent, so nobody gets their feelings hurt.
Right. But I could definitely spell that out a little bit, that they will also get a promotional budget from me.
The badges and the studio deal, but I think incremental, like you're saying, Danny, it's probably a good way to do it as well.
Can you say that one more time? Sorry, I had the wheel spin in my ear, so I wasn't able to hear it.
Like you were saying before, with the giving of the pink badge or the studio deals, I think the payments could be incremental. Yeah, based on your first post, or if you're posting after you have earned your badge, you could have a different price.
Right.
Given
Yeah,
a
these are all
certain-
great takeaways here, guys. Metal Pack was my proxy, and she just won 13 million millix. Congratulations, Metal Pack.
Nice.
And
So who is going to send Rajni? Didn't Rajni get misrepresented? Is it you? Okay.
Yeah, I need to give
Rajni, you're going to get a payment direct from Danny.
Yeah, because Danny misspelled your handle. Apologies. All right, this is 14th prize, last place, but biggest prize, 14 million millix. And
I wonder who's going to win.
To be.
Yeah.
I suspect it's a Greek.
My proxy.
You think so?
My proxy is getting the big fat first prize.
Yeah, congratulations. I pap out Sidis. Is that how you say it, Emmanuel?
No.
Please.
No. Wait, is it Epapopsidis?
No.
No. Okay. I'm Italian. I was trying to see how far I was.
New phone who dis?
It's probably, yes, that's it. It's probably Papotsiadis.
Papotsiadis.
But I haven't seen his name spelled lately, so I think that's it. Papotsiadis.
So the first few letters on the name, they are completely silent. Right.
Streaming her because it looks frozen. Joining us and giving us your